Okay. Magandang hapon po sa lahat. Ito po si Roy ng Pinoy Pink Ninja Movement. Okay, tayo ngayong araw po, ang i-discuss natin is yung pagkapanalo po ni Johnny Depp doon po sa defamation case na isinampa niya sa ex-wife niya na si Amber Heard. So panalo po siya. At panoorin po natin yung mga huling sandali po sa korte ng dati pong mag-asawa. Okay, so si Johnny Depp po, para sa kalaman lahat, siya po yung bida doon sa siya po yung bida doon sa Pirates of the Caribbean. Okay, paborito po natin yan si Johnny Depp. Maraming magagandang pelikula yan. Okay, so paano kaya? So, sige. Diretso na natin doon sa sa huling araw doon sa korte ng mag-asawa. Okay? So makichika muna tayo. Tayo ngayon ay Marites. Okay? Ikaw si Marites, yung nakikinig dyan. Ako rin si Marites, yung sasalita rito. Pare-pares tayong Marites dito. Okay, bago tayo mag-umpisa ng ating mga Maritesan, tayo po ay mag-subscribe dito sa ating channel, Roy the Destroyer. Okay, click niyo po yung notification bell, select niyo po yung all para lahat po ng ating mga uploaded na videos at saka live katulad nito maipukul po namin kaagad sa inyo. Okay, sa lalong madaling panahon. Ibig sabihin, kayo yung unang makakapanood. Okay, so yan po, And then, paalala ko rin po, meron po tayong super thanks. Okay? Diyan po sa baba ng inyong screen, makikita nyo po dyan, mag-scroll po kayo dyan. Icon po dyan nakalagay super thanks. Pag pinindot nyo po yung super thanks, lalabas po yung mga amount. Iba't ibang klaseng amount yun nandyan. Depende lang po sa kakayanan nyo. Pwede po kayo mag-donate dyan. Okay? Bibigyan nyo ako ng super thanks. Parang donation po yan. So yung donation na yon, yung 70% po nun, mapupunta dito sa ating movement sa Pinoy Pink Ninja, at mapupunta naman ito sa Angat Buhay Foundation o NGO ni BP Lenny na binubuo ngayon. So ibig sabihin yung 70% mapupunta sa NGO ni BP Lenny, which is yung Angat Buhay na inaasikaso niya ngayon. Okay? Through Pinoy Pink Ninja Movement po. Tapos, yung 30% po, siyempre 100% yung di ba? So yung 70% napunta po yan doon sa Angat Buhay Foundations o NGO ni BP Lenny. At yung 30% na natitira po, mapupunta po yan sa pagpapaganda po ng ating programa dito sa ating YouTube channel po, So yan po gagamitin natin sa mga upgrading ng mga devices natin dito. Camera, laptop, mga ilaw, maintenance, at saka yung mga pamapamasahe, okay? O transpo, okay? At saka pambayad ng mga ilang staff natin at siyempre savings po, okay? Para po yan sa mga bagay-bagay na kakailangan natin in the future. Isa na po dyan, baka maasunto tayo, di ba? Siyempre, destroyer tayo, di ba? Roy the Destroyer. So, wala tayong kinatatakutan. Okay, no holds bar dito, parang ganon. Okay, so minsan, siyempre, may nagagalit sa atin dyan. Hindi pala minsan, madalas. So, baka asuntuhin tayo, at least may pambayad tayo sa abogado po. Ha? Okay, maraming salamat po. Okay, diretso na po tayo doon sa hearing. Okay, nila Johnny and Amber. Okay, share ko po sa inyo.
actually in the UK at the moment. He's touring with the rock musician Jeff Beck. Amber Heard arriving in court, I understand. I presume she must have gone around the back entrance to this courthouse here in Fairfax, Virginia. She's been in court every day of the trial itself. Johnny Depp was in court for every day of that trial, but we understand he's now saying he has these obligations to be on this tour with Jeff Beck in the UK. This sniping, this swiping between these pair continues. Amber Heard's legal team saying, your presence shows where your priorities are. Johnny Depp plays guitar in the UK while Amber Heard awaits a verdict in Virginia. Depp is taking his snickering and lack of seriousness on tour. There really is no love lost between Johnny Depp and his former wife, Amber Heard. They were married for around 15 months. Their relationship has been dissected in detail in court over 6 weeks. And this jury of 5 men and 2 women was tasked with dissecting, with considering everything that they've heard over a 6-week period. They took around 12 hours and 45 minutes to reach this verdict. My understanding is that in about 10 minutes' time, the foreman of that jury will hand their verdict to the judge, Penny Azkarate. She will then read that verdict for logic and correctness before handing it back to the foreman of the jury, at which point that verdict will be read out. Just to remind anyone who's not being glued to every twist and turn of this case, there are 2 competing cases at hand here. Johnny Depp is suing Amber Heard for defamation, but she, in turn, is suing him for defamation. Johnny Depp's case, which is the central case here, it was he who first initiated these civil legal proceedings in the UK. His case relates to a 2018 article that Amber Heard wrote in the Washington Post newspaper. She speaks in that article, or she writes in that article, about being a survivor, she says, of sexual violence. Johnny Depp isn't mentioned by name in that piece, but he and his legal team say it is plainly about him. They say as a result that he's lost out on lucrative film roles, such as the sixth in the saga of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. So they're seeking $50 million in damages. Amber Heard, in turn, is countersuing for $100 million. She claims she's been defamed by Depp bringing this case. She also claims that there were statements made by an attorney working for Depp, a man called Adam Waldman, saying that her claims of sexual violence were false and a hoax. She says that has hurt her reputation and her career. So the jury basically, at its heart, has to decide which of these 2 competing cases they believe, which of these individuals they think is telling the truth. So they will decide on the merits of both of those competing cases. There is a scenario, though, that this jury decides they don't trust either of these characters, decides that neither of them has been defamed and that they're protected by the freedom of speech in the Constitution. So they may decide that neither of them have been defamed and therefore neither of them will receive damages. But if they do side with either Depp or Heard, they also have to decide how much money each or both of them will be awarded. So it could be well south of those 100 million figures that Amber Heard is seeking, or that 50 million figure that Johnny Depp is seeking. The jury has been told by the judge in this case to focus on the legal matters and decide dispassionately, but this is a case which has captured the public imagination in a way few legal cases ever have done. We did, it has to be said, also have that case in London in the High Court in 2020, which was a case that Johnny Depp launched against the Sun newspaper. On that occasion, the judge, this wasn't a jury trial, this was just a trial where the judge decided. The judge said that the newspaper were warranted in describing Johnny Depp as a wife beater. So he's taken his legal challenge from the UK to America, hoping for a different verdict, which we're expecting to be delivered in around 7 minutes' time now. I've not seen the legal teams entering, but they may have gone into this courtroom through the back entrance. That's what Johnny Depp and Amber Heard have been doing throughout this case.
And Martha, as you say, I mean, the attention of the United States and indeed many parts of the world focusing on what's been going on in that courtroom, the televised events. And we've seen large numbers of celebrities involved on both sides as well.
Yeah, I think that's the real distinct difference between this case and that case that Johnny Depp launched against the Sun newspaper in 2020. The difference here is that these proceedings have been seen on TV around the world. That case in London took place behind closed doors. And I think it's meant that this has become an internet sensation in a way that case didn't. I was hearing earlier on that Amber Heard, there have been 36 billion TikTok videos against Amber Heard. So really, it seems the court of public opinion has sided with Johnny Depp in this case. And, you know, he's an incredibly mercurial, charismatic figure. And in many of the things he's been saying, he's been playing directly to the jury, as Amber Heard has as well. She is an actress too, remember. So you have these two public figures who know that this case is being viewed not just by those 7 individuals in the jury box, but by millions and millions of people around the world. And as you mentioned there, clearly there have been many other famous names that have cropped up during this case. We heard last week from Kate Moss. She was in the witness box. Johnny Depp was able to call Kate Moss, who's his former girlfriend, from many, many years ago, because of statements Amber Heard made. Amber Heard said that during a violent incident in Australia in 2015, her mind had suddenly been taken back to stories that she'd heard about Johnny Depp apparently assaulting Kate Moss during their time together. While Johnny Depp's team called Kate Moss to the witness stand, they said, "Was Johnny Depp ever violent to you?" To which Kate Moss replied, "No." So you have a situation where figures that we very rarely hear from, like Kate Moss, she's notoriously publicity shy in that respect. She very rarely speaks publicly to the media. She had to appear in that witness box. She was summoned to appear and testified on behalf of Depp. Before this case was brought, though, we were trailed with, or there were numerous hints that there would be even more public famous figures testifying on behalf of either Depp or Heard. We did expect to hear at one point from the actor Paul Bettany, who is a friend of Johnny Depp. We didn't hear from Paul Bettany himself, but we did. Could imagine. For instance, we heard about Johnny Depp being taken to his private island in order to detox from drugs and alcohol, something Amber Heard said she suggested and accompanied him on that trip. And it's been actually an incredibly complicated trial. Obviously, you know, we've had these attention-grabbing details, but at its heart is a case that the jury has to consider about allegations of sexual violence. Amber Heard, for instance, says that on one occasion, Johnny Depp penetrated her with an alcohol bottle. She also claims that Depp physically and emotionally abused her. Depp, in turn, claims that Amber Heard emotionally and physically abused him. Just to highlight a couple of incidents that were at the heart of this trial, we heard numerous accounts of this trip that Johnny Depp and Amber Heard took to Australia in 2015. He was filming at the time one of the franchise movies of the Pirates of the Caribbean. During this filming episode in 2015, the tip of Depp's finger was severed. Neither side disputes that. We've seen pictures in court of Depp with his hand heavily bandaged up. We've seen pictures of him laying on a gurney, either having received the stitches or before that. So neither side is disputing that this injury happened. What they are disputing is just how it happened. Depp said it happened in the midst of an incredibly heated row between he and Amber Heard. He says that a vodka bottle was thrown at him and that this severed the middle digit on, I think it was his left hand. Heard says she can't remember quite how that injury occurred to Johnny Depp. She said she thought it might be because there was a broken iPhone and it was sliced in that way. What they both do agree on, though, is that he used that bloody fingertip to scrawl cryptic messages on walls, on lampshades, on mirrors in the place that they were staying. So we've had this series of events depicted in court. So we're expecting that verdict in the next minute or so, I think.
We are indeed, Martha. For the time being, thank you very much indeed. Just to alert our viewers joining us at the top of the hour, it is 8 o'clock. You're watching Sky News tonight. We are watching a courtroom in Fairfax, Virginia, who are on their feet because the judge is arriving in court. We will hear the verdict in the defamation suit that Johnny Depp has laid against his former wife, Amber Heard. Let's listen in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Just for everybody in the gallery, reminder that this is a court of law. And regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay? Thank you. If I could have the attorneys approach for a moment.
Well, as we await the opening of the verdict, it's in a sealed envelope. The jury...
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury.
7 people.
What I need you to do, I need to
Let's
give the
listen to
forms
judge.
back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages. It has to be at least $1 for compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should be. And for punitive damages, you can put a 0 there, or you can fill out that as well. But I need those lines filled out, okay? All right, so if I can have you retire back to the operation room and do that for me, okay?
Well, I think we heard the judge there. It's stand down for the time being, because the judge pointing out to the jury that if they find for one party, remember there are two cases here, Johnny Depp's original defamation suit against Amber Heard counter-sued Johnny Depp for $100 million. So there's two cases there. And the judge instructing the jury that if they do find for either party, they have to award compensatory damages. She said of at least $1. If $1 is awarded, then, of course, it's usually the case that each side pays its own costs, which will be absolutely enormous. She did then talk, then you may just have heard about adding noughts if they really want to inflict some pain on the party that they feel has wronged the other one. But we will not know yet, because she sent the jury out again to make that decision about compensatory damages. But as you can see, Amber Heard still remaining in the court, so presumably that won't take too long. Johnny Depp himself, he's nowhere near. He is, those of you that have been paying attention will know, he's in the United Kingdom on tour with the guitarist Jeff Beck. You may have seen those pictures of him performing on stage a night or two ago in Sheffield with Jeff Beck. So let's talk more to Martha Kellner. She's outside the court for us. So what do we read into that, Martha?
I'm not quite sure what to read into that, but we have had a 6-week trial. We've then had 12 hours and 45 minutes of deliberations by that jury of 5 men and 2 women over the course of 3 days. They have, we know, reached a verdict. And from what Judge Penny Azkarate was saying there, it does seem to indicate that they have found in favour of one or both of the parties. There was a scenario where they could have found that neither Johnny Depp had defamed Amber Heard, nor Amber Heard had defamed Johnny Depp. But the fact that she's asking or telling them that they need to specify a certain number, a certain figure for the damages, indicates that they have found in favour of one or both of those parties. Johnny Depp is seeking $100 million in damages from his former wife, Amber Heard. He says he was defamed in that 2018 Washington Post article, which Amber Heard wrote about being a victim, a survivor of sexual violence. Amber Heard, in turn, is countersuing for $100 million. So Johnny Depp seeking $50 million, Amber Heard seeking $100 million. That jury, when they do decide, has to award the damages. So they have to decide whether Johnny Depp is entitled to the full $50 million he's seeking, whether Amber Heard is entitled to the full $100 million she's seeking, or if they settle on a number far lower than that. But that jury being sent by Judge Penny Azkarate back to the decision room to decide on that figure. And of course, that may take them a fair while to do. We don't know whether they've decided that figure and someone has just neglected to write it on that decision sheet, or in fact, if they've not considered that figure yet at all. It could be an incredibly lengthy process from now, or it could come imminently. We just don't know. What we do know is that that announcement from Judge Penny Azkarate that there had been a verdict has brought floods of fans outside the court. There's Johnny Depp fans here who have paid thousands of dollars to travel to Fairfax, Virginia, this relatively inconspicuous small town around 45 minutes from the capital, Washington, D.C. They've paid an enormous amount of money to be here, to hopefully catch a glimpse of Johnny Depp, only to find out that he is thousands of miles away back in the UK. As you mentioned there, he's on tour at the moment with the rock musician Jeff Beck. We saw him on stage at the Royal Albert Hall in London a couple of days ago. We expect him to be in Gateshead in the coming days as that tour moves around the UK. His team say that that was a pre-arranged contractual obligation, and that Johnny Depp was required to be there, and that's why he couldn't be in this court. Amber Heard's team, though, are continuing to swipe at Johnny Depp. She is sat in court, and her legal team, her PR team rather, say your presence shows where your priorities are. Johnny Depp plays guitar in the UK, while Amber Heard waits for a verdict in Virginia. Depp is taking his snickering and lack of seriousness on tour. So not only has their dysfunctional marriage been played out in excruciating detail in court, this battle is continuing outside of court, and I imagine it will rage long after these verdicts are handed down later on this afternoon.
OK, well, Martha, we're going to stay with it, of course, in particular because Amber Heard, as far as we know, has remained in the court. So perhaps that jury's final decision about the damages to award, if they have found in favour of either or both parties, perhaps that might not take too long, and Martha's going to stay on standby for us outside the court there. But as Martha's been telling us, it's been a long, long case, 6 weeks in all. So let's take you through at this point then some of the key moments in the case. The court case saw both Amber Heard and Johnny Depp give lengthy testimony, with both describing how they were initially very much in love.
When I was around Johnny, I felt like the most beautiful person in the whole world. You know, it made me feel seen, made me feel like $1 million.
She was too good to be true. She was attentive, she was loving.
But of course, the relationship soon fell apart.
I loved this man so much. And it was so toxic. And for some reason, I couldn't get him to... not hurt me.
It's been 6 years of trying times. It's very strange when one day you're Cinderella, so to speak, and then in 0.6 seconds you're Quasimodo.
And of course, on the core issues, both gave completely contradictory evidence about claims of domestic violence.
He just hit me over and over and over again, and I got really still. And it felt in my body like quiet. And I thought, this is how I die.
Never did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life.
And Johnny Depp also said the allegations about him had had a devastating effect, both personally and professionally.
Her accusations had sort of permeated the industry and then made its way through media and social media. I didn't deserve that, nor did my children, nor did the people who have believed in me for all these years. Lies build upon lies and build upon lies. It's too much to cover. I'm obsessed with the truth.
Some of the key moments there as they were on the witness stand. Well, Martha Callner, as you know, is live outside the court for us. And Martha, are you getting any information about what's happening in the court?
Only the information that we heard from the judge, Penny Azkarate, about 10 minutes ago. She brought the jury into the court. She then advised them, or advised this packed public gallery, many Johnny Depp fans in that public gallery, that she would not tolerate any outbursts. She was then given the piece of paper, the jury's decision, by the foreman of the jury. She read it very briefly and then said that unfortunately she would have to send them back to the deliberation room to go over some of the details of what they'd decided. She said that they'd not indicated, if they did favour either side, they'd not indicated how much in damages would be awarded. It leads me to conclude that they must have found in favour of either Johnny Depp or Amber Heard. There's two competing cases at hand here. Johnny Depp suing Amber Heard for defamation, and then Amber Heard in turn countersuing for defamation. So that jury now being sent back to the deliberation room to consider that figure of damages. that may be something that they've just neglected to write on their decision sheet, or indeed it may be something that they've not yet considered. And I think that will dictate how long it is before they return to that courtroom inside the Fairfax County Courthouse behind me, so that Judge Penny Azkarate can read out that verdict that so many people around the world are waiting to hear. I wonder whether it's helpful at this point to reflect what the lawyers for both teams said during closing arguments, which we heard last Friday. One of Johnny Depp's lead lawyers, Benjamin Chew, described this case as Me Too without the Me Too. What he meant there, and what he went on to explain, was that none of Johnny Depp's former partners, Kate Moss, who appeared on the stand, Vanessa Paradis, with whom he had a very long relationship and 2 children with, nor his other former wife, have made allegations like Amber Heard. He said that Johnny Depp had never been accused before of being violent to a woman. So had he reached his 50s and suddenly become violent at that stage of his life, he said the jury should conclude that no, he hadn't, and that Amber Heard was wildly exaggerating and indeed lying when she made these allegations of domestic violence. I think we've got a grab, something that we heard in court. I will just bring that to you now.
As I left the room, I slid down the stairs and I hurt my back. He came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me medical attention.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
So that's a rare public appearance from the supermodel Kate Moss. She's notoriously publicity shy. Yes, she appears on catwalks and glossy magazine spreads, but very rarely does she reveal the intimate details of her private life in court. She's reflecting there on an incident during her and Depp's relationship. They were boyfriend and girlfriend for some time, from decades ago now. That incident was brought up by Amber Heard when she was on the stand. She said that during one violent row with Johnny Depp, her mind had strayed to allegations that she'd heard about Johnny Depp being abusive to Kate Moss. That bit of testimony from Amber Heard opened the door for Johnny Depp's legal team. It was an incredibly convenient way for them to call Kate Moss to the stand so the jury could hear that Kate Moss had not accused Johnny Depp of being violent towards him. By doing this, they were trying to isolate Amber Heard, to make it look like Amber Heard had made up these claims against Johnny Depp. And that's what his argument, that's what his legal team was saying during the closing arguments on Friday. Amber Heard, on the other hand, spoke in court about the abuse she suffered, not only at the hands, she said, of Johnny Depp, but on social media, where there's been this concerted campaign against her. There are some phenomenal figures involved with this. There are 36 billion TikTok videos over the course of the past 7 weeks. This trial itself has lasted 6 weeks with a 1-week break. 36 billion TikTok videos devoted to casting doubt on what Amber Heard has been saying in court. It's clear that whichever way this jury decides in favour of Johnny Depp, in favour of Amber Heard, in favour of neither of them, which is a possibility, that in the court of public opinion, Johnny Depp has, in many minds, won. It is his fans who have come here to be outside the courthouse in Fairfax, Virginia. Many of them have paid thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars, thousands of euros to travel from all around the world, or indeed from the west side of America, to be here to support him. He, of course, is not here today, although he has been in court for the 6 weeks, the entirety of the trial itself. And he really has been courting that support. We've seen him leaving court via the back entrance. Both he and Amber Heard are driven into court and out of court in a private entrance.
OK, Martha, I'm interrupting because Judge Ashkirati is back in court.
Let's do that. All right, we're ready for the jury. All right, Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury? Yes. All right, is it unanimous? Yes. Thank you, sir. Jamie?
In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 2, as to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled A Transformative Moment for Women in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, in the Washington Post online edition. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. 3. As to the statement appearing in the op-ed entitled "A Transformative Moment for Women" in the Washington Post print edition and the online op-ed, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that question, the statement was made or published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was false? Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes. Question, due to circumstances surrounding the publication of this statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp? Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019,
Okay. Bago tayo magtuloy, kilalanin muna natin kung sino si Johnny Depp. Okay. Alright, so sa mga hindi pa nakapag-subscribe sa channel natin, okay, subscribe po tayo, no? Okay. Okay, tingnan natin si Johnny Depp.
Women look at Johnny Depp.
My friends are actually really jealous. When I told them that I was doing a movie with Johnny, they're like, oh my God, he's so cute. And I'm like, that's crazy. I was like, yeah, he's pretty cool.
Yeah, he is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, no, well, when I first met him, I remember I was like, oh my God, I'm meeting Johnny Depp. And I was like wearing some like sweatpants or something. And I shook his hand and I was like, I really love your necklaces. I was like, I don't know why I said that.
You have a crush on him.
Who's your celebrity crush?
Oh Lord, Johnny Depp all day.
She didn't even think about that. You didn't even think. You just blurted it out.
All day, every day. And I will take him with dreads. I'll take him in a dirty beanie. I'll take him with those I will take him any way I can get him.
It was kind of embarrassing because every single woman on set is like, you're kissing Johnny Depp today, you're kissing Johnny Depp today, and you're just trying to be cool and everyone's staring at you. I don't know, it was pretty surreal.
I thought I was like sort of cool until I met him. And then he was like so cool and rolling cigarettes and stuff, and I was like, wow, I'm a total nerdy mom. He's sort of perfect.
And he's incredibly generous and very spooky as his character. So it was exciting and sort of terrifying and chilling and sexy to be in a scene with him.
It was really just fascinating to work with him. He's an incredible actor, and to be able to work alongside him and sort of have these scenes that were pretty incredible.
I don't have any scenes with Johnny. I met him once in the recording studio, and was just, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Being around someone that famous is actually super intense, even though he's perfectly lovely and totally normal. But I was immediately looking for the exit.
Johnny Depp. Johnny, go see if Michael Keaton is in the.
Even after their relationship ended, Winona Ryder fell head over heels the first time they met again in 1991. However, his charm seduces both girls and boys.
You have this very handsome, let's just be honest and say beautiful face. And I want you to know that this morning when I got to work, there was a line of women, and I said, what are these people all doing here? They certainly weren't here for me, but they were there waiting for you to come tonight.
Relatives.
Relatives?
Yep. I have a lot of relatives.
Yet, there's one person who wants nothing to do with the actor, and she's the only one who looks at him with different eyes. We're talking about Amber Heard.
Y en el caso de Johnny Depp, pues me parece que es alguien que tiene mucho atractivo con un público joven, a quienes me incluyo. Crecimos con sus películas, muchos de sus papeles, y de forma significativa. Y que aparentemente es un buen tipo, y genuinamente vemos a amigos, ahora a raíz del juicio, vemos a amigos hablar sobre cosas de hace mucho tiempo, y en donde dejan a Johnny parado como una persona caritativa, buen amigo, sencillo para ser alguien de su nivel.
Okay. So everybody loves Johnny Depp, except for Amber Heard. Okay. So Tuloy na natin yung kanina, no? Okay. Okay, naputol na kanina at itutuloy natin ngayon, ha? Okay, guys. Like, subscribe, and share po yung channel natin, ano? Okay, so si Johnny Depp tahimik at saka down to earth. Okay, so share ulit natin yung kanina, ha?
After that verdict was read out, hugging each other, enormous smiles on all of their faces.
Women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's
Summer of 2020, when Johnny Depp lost his libel claim against the Sun newspapers, the judge on that occasion, that was a trial without a jury, the judge deciding that the paper was justified in describing him as a wife-beater. A very different story here. The jury finding almost exclusively in favour of Johnny Depp. Amber Heard did win one, but only one of her counterclaims. She was seeking $100 million in damages, saying that she'd been defamed by Johnny Depp in bringing this case. The jury finding that Adam Waldman, who was an attorney, or who is an attorney for Johnny Depp, although not a lawyer involved in this particular case, had defamed Amber Heard. She was awarded $2 million in damages, but clearly that is dwarfed by the amount that Johnny Depp has received. And if there was any doubt that he had won this case, you only have to look at the reaction online from the swarms of people here at the court. He's very much won this case, not only with that 7-person jury, which has ruled overwhelmingly in his favour, but also in the court of public opinion. There are obviously subsidiary questions to be asked about whether this defeat for Amber Heard, which is what it is, will perhaps deter genuine victims of domestic, of sexual, of emotional abuse from coming forward in the future because of the way she has been vilified. But certainly this jury deciding they have believed Johnny Depp's version of events given over the past 6 weeks in court over the version of events given by Amber Heard.
Well, drama there in court. Martha, thank you very much indeed. I'm going to read out, we've just had a statement from Amber Heard about today's verdict. Presumably, it's an instant reaction, so presumably they had one prepared with a variety of outcomes anticipated. That was Amber Heard arriving in court to hear those verdicts a little earlier, about half an hour or so ago. This is what she has said, just released. It says, "The disappointment I feel today is beyond words. I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence and sway of my ex-husband. I'm even more disappointed," it goes on, "with what this verdict means for other women. It is a setback. It sets back the clock to a time when a woman who spoke up and spoke out could be publicly shamed and humiliated. It sets back the idea that violence against women is to be taken seriously. I believe Johnny's attorneys succeeded in getting the jury to overlook the key issue of freedom of speech and ignore evidence that was so conclusive that we won in the United Kingdom." It ends with this thought, saying, "I'm sad I lost this case, but I'm sadder still that I seem to have lost a right I thought I had as an American to speak freely and openly." That is Amber Heard's reaction to the decision by a court, by a jury, to award $15 million in damages to Johnny Depp, her former husband, regarding an article that they decided she was behind that led to him being defamed. So, Martha, back to you. We have, as I say, this instant reaction from Amber Heard, and reflecting an awful lot of what you said there, saying that she believes that it is, well, a blow to women who want to speak out about violence.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it that this has been an incredibly divisive case. Certainly the fans of Johnny Depp believe that Amber Heard was lying on the stand, that these claims against Johnny Depp for physical, emotional and sexual abuse were a hoax. But then there are people who support Amber Depp, albeit very few of them have made it down to the Fairfax County Courthouse. There are people who say that she had enough evidence of abuse by Johnny Depp. And of course, she only had to prove in this case that he had been physically abusive to her on one or more occasions. The jury clearly coming to the decision that she hadn't managed to do that, ruling almost exclusively against her. One rather odd quirk which I just want to reflect is that that jury did decide that Amber Heard was justified in one of her counterclaims. They found that Adam Waldman, that man who I was speaking about before, that attorney for Johnny Depp, had defamed Amber Heard. Well, he called her allegations in a tabloid newspaper. He said her allegations of sexual violence were a hoax. He said she was lying. The jury seemed to suggest that she had been defamed by him. So it's quite interesting that they have reached the decision that Johnny Depp has been defamed on all those counts against her. So I'm sure in the fullness of time, when this jury, if they do decide to speak out, will reveal the inner workings of their decision. But clearly enormously disappointing for Amber Heard. We could see her in court there, incredibly downcast, incredibly glum, sat alongside her lawyer, Elaine Brederhoft, both very disappointed that the case that they'd made over the past 6 weeks in court hadn't landed with this jury. Just to give you an idea of some of the witnesses that Johnny Depp called and some of the testimony that may have convinced this jury to rule in his favour. I think one of the key bits, or two of the key bits of testimony have been the witnesses that Depp has called from the medical profession. He called two psychologists. Firstly, Dr. Laurel Anderson. She was testifying, as I say, on behalf of Depp. She said that the pair, during their 15-month marriage and slightly longer relationship, engaged in mutual abuse, so abuse from both sides. She also commented, having treated Heard and Depp, that it was Heard who often instigated these fights, and these fights were numerous. We've heard about them in court. Neither side denies that these fights were that this relationship was incredibly volatile. There was also the psychologist Shannon Curry, also called by Depp. She said that Heard suffered with borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, so that there was a very gripping testimony from those witnesses called by Depp, which must have convinced the jury that she was lying, or certainly that he had been defamed in that 2018 Washington Post article. On the other hand, you have the evidence against Johnny Depp that was presented during this trial by witnesses called by Amber Heard's team. There was a makeup artist who testified that she'd applied makeup to Amber Heard the morning after one of these supposed violent incidents. She said she covered up bruises and a split lip on Heard's face. She said it was almost like Amber Heard had been headbutted. The jury also heard text messages read out between Johnny Depp and his friend, the actor Paul Bettany, in which Johnny Depp spoke about burning Amber Heard as though she were a witch. So there was compelling evidence presented by Amber Heard's team, but clearly not enough to convince this jury to rule in her favour. And in fact, on every one of Johnny Depp's claims, they found in his favour, awarding him, as I say, $15 million in damages, $10 million in compensatory damages, and $5 million in punitive damages.
A lot to unpack, as the saying goes. Martha, thank you very much indeed. We've just got a statement in from Johnny Depp. Let's bring that to everyone. It says this: 6 years ago, my life, the life of my children, the lives of those closest to me, and also the lives of the people who for many, many years have supported and believed in me were forever changed, all in the blink of an eye. False, very serious, and criminal allegations were levied at me via the media, which triggered an endless barrage of hateful content, although no charges were ever brought against me. It had already travelled around the world twice within a nanosecond, and it had a seismic impact on my life and my career. 6 years later, the jury gave me my life back. I am truly humbled. My decision to pursue this case, knowing very well the height of the legal hurdles that I would be facing and the inevitable worldwide spectacle into my life, was only made after considerable thought. From the very beginning, the goal of bringing this case was to reveal the truth, regardless of the outcome. Speaking the truth was something that I owed to my children and to all those who've remained steadfast in their support of me. I feel at peace knowing I've finally accomplished that. I am and have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of love and colossal support and kindness from around the world. I hope that my quest to have the truth be told will have helped others, men or women, who have found themselves in my situation, and that those supporting them never give up. I also hope that the position will now return to innocent until proven guilty, both within the courts and in the media. I wish to acknowledge the noble work of the judge, the jurors, the court staff and the sheriffs who sacrificed their own time to get to this point, and to my diligent and unwavering legal team who did an extraordinary job in helping me to share the truth. The best is yet to come, and a new chapter has finally begun. Veritas numquam perit. Truth never perishes. That's the statement from Johnny Depp after he won his defamation trial case against his former wife, Amber Heard, and has been awarded $15 million in damages. One claim was found in favour, a counterclaim against Johnny Depp by Amber Heard. One of her claims found in her favour. She's been awarded $2 million in damages. Well, as I say, quite a lot then to get through with my guest who joins me now, Ryan Baker, a Los Angeles litigator who's represented celebrities and entertainment companies. Very good to talk to you, and we'll talk about some of the details in a moment or two. But of course, Mr. Baker, first of all, your overall reaction to the verdicts.
Well, I can't say that I'm entirely surprised. I think throughout the course of this trial, Johnny Depp's team, and if it's important, of course, that he thanks his lawyers, because I think his lawyers did a tremendous job presenting a compelling case and undermining the credibility of Ms. Heard time and time again. I think that she may have gone a little bit too far in a couple of instances and really done some damage to her credibility. So in light of all of the evidence, I'm not entirely surprised that Johnny Depp comes out ahead. I'm also not surprised that the jury found to some degree in favor of both sides. I think this was a situation where there were a lot of mixed evidence on both sides, a lot of things for the jury to digest. And to the extent the jury did its job and considered all the evidence, there were compelling stories on either side of the case. So the fact that on the one hand, Johnny Depp's been awarded $15 million, although I think at the end of the proceeding there, you may have heard the judge say that the punitive element of $5 million will be reduced to $350,000 because there's a statutory limit in the state of Virginia. So that'll go down to $350,000 instead of $5 million. So Johnny Depp takes just over $10 million, and Amber Heard takes $2 million in compensatory damages. So not entirely surprising. Although I think if I had been asked to predict what was going to happen before the jury came out, I probably would have predicted that neither side would have won in this case, but both sides win something here.
Yeah, let's explore that a bit more then. Does that mean, Johnny Depp has won more than Amber Heard? They've both kind of proved their case, well, certainly in Amber Heard's position partially, and Johnny Depp unilaterally. How can that be? How can that stand? Surely one wins, the other loses.
Well, obviously not necessarily. When you have a situation where there are different statements at issue, and I think the statement that, for example, the overarching case is really about this op-ed. And so Johnny Depp wins there. So overall, I think it's fair to characterize Johnny Depp as the winner here. He's exonerated himself in court here. Again, different result than as what happened in the UK, but different
Okay. Okay, tignan naman natin. Si Amber. Sino ba si Amber? Amber Heard. Okay. Okay. Check natin kung sino si Amber Heard. Okay guys, sa mga hindi pa ho nakapag-subscribe dito sa ating channel, subscribe na po kayo. Okay. Kung si Johnny Depp po, everyone's love Johnny Depp. Everyone's like Johnny Depp. Ito naman si Amber. Mukhang lahat galit sa kanya ngayon. Ano? Okay, so... okay, share ko sa inyo. Ha?
We don't believe you!
Amber Heard has lost the complete trust of all of her fans, and no one is believing that she was the victim of the alleged abuse caused by Johnny Depp. That's right, guys. The day has finally come when fans are publicly calling her out for her lies and abuse towards Johnny Depp. The Aquaman actress was shamed by people waiting for her outside a Paris venue. Videos that are making the rounds online showed her getting booed as she walked out. Even as she waved at them, they only booed louder. So what exactly got fans so riled up that they had to call her out publicly? Well, allow me to break it down for you in this video. As you already know, the annual Paris Fashion Week began on September 28th and lasted until October 6th. The iconic fashion event hosted an array of famous faces dressed to impress in their best attires. From Oscar-winning actress Helen Mirren to the most recent Cinderella, Camila Cabello, the event had a seat for everybody at its table. However, one specific appearance has left fans raging. Aquaman actress Amber Heard hit the runway on October 3rd, alongside Mirren for Le Défilé à l'Oréal Paris Women's Wear Spring-Summer 2022. Ever since she began her plot to ruin Depp's career and extort money from him, fans have not been thrilled to see her anywhere. Heard wore a baby pink jumpsuit with feathered slitted sleeves and a deep neckline, complete with floaty draped details stemming from the waist. Heard's appearance on the show caused a frenzy online and angered fans demanding to know why she was allowed to participate. One particular fan tweeted, "It's unbelievable how L'Oréal Paris made a show for Paris Fashion Week and it was about women power, women's independence, and Amber Heard walked the runway for L'Oréal. It's scary how normalized the things she did are and that there is still a platform given to her." Seeing Amber on the runway also brought bitter memories to fans who felt that she should have lost her roles in films just like Johnny Depp did. One fan tweeted, "Why is she still getting these jobs when it was proven she was the one who hit Depp? Depp's career is gone while hers thrives? I don't get it." Meanwhile, fans of Depp continue to work towards canceling Heard. Many who had been at the fashion event had ensured that Heard was aware of the lack of support she had in her feud with Depp. In a recently surfaced video of Heard at the fashion event, the actress is shown to be booed and called an abuser by people in the crowds. The video was filmed by a member of the crowd and shows Heard walking by. As she does, shrieks and boos are heard before the phrases, "We don't believe you" and "abuser" are hurled at the actress. Many fans took to Twitter to share their disdain for both the actress and her appearance at the fashion event. Some called out for the boycott of the companies employing proven abusers like Heard. They stated, "We as consumers hold the power over companies like Warner Brothers and L'Oreal, who employ proven abusers, false accusers like Amber Heard. If you're opposed to abuse, boycott these companies. Don't buy movie tickets or products. Let them know this is unacceptable and it won't be tolerated." Others praised the crowd who had booed her, claiming that seeing the video had made their day. I love people who booed Amber Heard at Paris Fashion Week. Just know y'all are appreciated, one fan wrote. Others went on to remind people of Johnny's character by quoting words spoken about Johnny by various celebrities. One fan tweeted Angus Barnett's words saying, "Johnny Depp is a real professional. I worked with him on Finding Neverland and the Pirates film, and he is one of those people who just give the human race a good name. Angus Barnett." Fans also pointed out how Johnny was well received in all the places he visited, while on the other hand, Amber only got booed. When Johnny showed up in England, it was nothing but cheers, and look at Amber getting nothing but boos, exactly what she deserves. I wish the case would hurry up, because I want her to go down for what she's done. One netizen commented on the video posted on Twitter. Good. As a woman and DV victim, I don't accept that this serial liar abuser represents me or any real DV victim. She's a total fraud, another wrote. One more chimed in, absolutely deserved, and another tweeted, she should never have been invited, absolutely appalling. L'Oreal invited her, everyone needs to boycott their cheap, nasty products. They didn't listen to the thousands of victims of abuse who pleaded with them to fire her. However, Heard walked the runway despite petitions to remove her as L'Oreal spokesperson because she allegedly lied about being a victim of domestic abuse. The petition on Change.org calling for her removal has actually accrued over 10,000 signatures. A second campaign with the same end goal, also on Change.org, has nearly 10,000 signatures. This situation comes after Johnny Depp lost his role in the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them franchise. Depp was also dropped from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, while on the other hand, Amber retained her role in Aquaman and is even set to appear in its second film. As the actress rocked the runway, many were left wondering why she had been allowed to attend in the first place. The fans want fairness, which involves both parties being questioned and given the same treatment since Amber already admitted to being abusive towards Johnny. This happened when Depp's lawyers presented several recordings of conversations between Heard and Depp in which Heard admitted to hitting Depp. In one of the recordings, Amber was heard saying, "I'm sorry that I didn't, hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you." In another clip, she says, "I can't promise I won't get physical again. I get so mad I lose it." So Depp fans right now is, will Amber ever be questioned for abusing Johnny now that there is overwhelming evidence pointing out that she is the guilty party in all of this? Heard filed for a divorce from Depp and also obtained a temporary restraining order against the Oscar-nominated actor. She alleged that Depp had physically abused her during their one-year marriage and added that it was usually under the influence of drugs or alcohol. She also said that at the time of filing for the divorce, an incident had taken place in which Depp threw his phone at her, leaving her with a bruised face. However, her lies were cut short by a police spokesman who revealed that an investigation into the domestic incident radio call found that no such thing had ever taken place. Depp denied Amber's accusations through his representatives and some witnesses who proved that Amber had painted those bruises on her face. According to Johnny's representatives, Amber was attempting to secure a premature financial resolution by alleging abuse. As if that was not enough, in December 2018, Amber penned an op for the Washington Post about abuse. And although she didn't directly name Johnny as an abuser, it was implied. It was later on discovered that after filing for the divorce and restraining order, Amber demanded for $50,000 a month as alimony. However, they reached an agreement where Depp gave her a divorce settlement of $7 million. In an attempt to get more money from Depp, Amber has continued to ruin his reputation by dragging him through court cases with her lies. And now that fans have finally caught on to her lies, they are not letting her rest. But now I would love to know what you think about all of this. Does Amber deserve the wrath of these fans? Or do you still believe she is innocent in all of this? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.
All right. Okay, so ayun, ang daming galit kay Amber Heard. Anyway, nakakaso na yan at ito, tignan natin yung desisyon. Wow, lakas ang ulan. Okay, so nakita niyo yung desisyon kanina, di ba? So, natalo sa civil case defamation si Amber Heard at 15 million. 15 million po ang $15 million yung hinihingi po sa danyos provisio para kay Johnny Depp. Okay, so may mga ilang guests na ano katatawa na lang naman. Okay, so share natin kung gusto niyo. Okay. So like po natin itong atong channel natin. Like, subscribe. Subscribe po kayo. Click nyo po yung notification bell. And then select all para po yung mga ating mga ipapalabas dito mauna po kayo makapanood. Alright. Wait lang ha. Okay, wait lang po. Malakas ang ulan dito. Okay, share lang natin to. Natawa lang rin ako eh. So baka matawa kayo, share natin. Okay, nag-witness din, testified din si Jason Momoa, yung kasama ni Amber Heard dun sa Aquaman. Siya yung bida ng Aquaman. Okay, share natin.
Oh shit, I didn't know we were starting yet. Wait, almost got it. Perfect spot.
Okay, could you please state your full name?
Yeah, I am Jason Momoa.
Mr. Momoa, do you know Amber Heard?
I do. Hi, Amber.
Don't talk to her. So how do you know Amber?
We work together on Aquaman.
So you work together as actors, right?
No, as janitors.
Mr. Momoa, you have to take this serious. He's not a janitor, he's actually Aquaman. Would you say you felt safe around Amber on the set?
Sure, I guess.
So there was not even one incident?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Why? What happened?
Well, Amber and I were in the pool recording a scene. It was just the two of us. And she pointed at the water and said, "Look at that beautiful brown fish."
So what seems to be the issue? I'm not following.
Any wildlife in the water would be computerized, so that wasn't a brown fish.
I don't understand. Then what was it?
Well, it was, shall I say, Amber's turn.
Now, Mr. Momoa, how do you even know what that was? Did you even take a picture of Amber's Heard?
No, I didn't.
So do you have any evidence?
Well, I made a replica. Yeah, here it is. Now, does that look like a fish? Nope. Man, how did that even come out of her body?
Okay, yan si Jason Momoa. Siya si Aquaman. Pero ano yan ano lang yun, TikTok lang yan, hindi totoo yan. Ginawang katatawanan lang yung yung pag-witness niya doon. Anyway, meron pa akong nakita eh. Teka lang wait lang, hanapin natin. Okay, so kumusta kayo mga kaibigan, ha? Alright. Wait lang ha, hanapin natin. Ay, nako po. Okay, so pag hindi ko nakita, papaalam na ako ha. Okay, more than hour na kasi. So, kailangan magpaalam na po tayo. Okay, wala eh. Next time pakita ko na lang. Okay, para sa inyong lahat, magpasalamat po ako sa pagsubaybay dito sa ating channel. Mag-subscribe po tayo, okay? Para po magawa tayo ng mas magagandang mga content natin. Kapag marami kayo, mas maganda, syempre. Pag marami kayo, mas marami tayong kayang gawin. Okay? So, abangan rin po natin yung inaasikaso ni VP Lenny na Angat Buhay NGO. Okay? At magiging kabahagi po tayo dyan sa pagtulong. Sa pagtulong po sa tao, kabahagi po tayo dyan. Okay? Ito po si Roy ng Pinoy Pink Ninja. Okay, shout out sa mga miyembro po ng Pinoy Pink Ninja movement. Okay, medyo tahimik muna tayo ngayon. Pa YouTube lang. Although, may darating din tayo sa pagkakataon na magkikita-kita ulit somewhere there in Tokyo. Okay? So, wait lang natin ano. Okay, at ingat tayo at medyo mainit na at tsuyo, rainy season dito sa Japan. So mahirap mag-gathering lalo-lalo na sa mga open space. Kaya tahimik muna tayo ngayon at abang-abangan natin kung ano ang susunod na chapter, lalo-lalo na yung Angat Buhay Foundation ni PP Lenny. Okay? So update ko po kayo sa ating GC. Thank you so much.